So here's the thing. Solo queue and duo queue of ranked are out. They were out the 25th of October, so I'm a little bit late. But anyway, it doesn't matter. It's out now. And still, solo queue is solo queue. By my standards, it's the bane of my existence. It's terrible and I hate it. But this is basically how rank goes. You first off in the ban phase, right? You pick one freelancer to ban. We pick Suren, I'm sorry. They pick Helios. Suren out-heals a lot of people, even though she got a nerf a couple days ago, which would kind of mean, I guess she got nerfed during this time when the ranked stuff came out. But she still out-heals a lot of people. Helios gets banned because he's easy to use by many newer players that are trying to use him. So that's why he gets banned. There are some times that Pup gets banned. Other times, like, very rarely do I ever see Cork get banned. But, I mean, right now it's just mostly Suren and Helios. And obviously, as rank goes on, you choose the freelancers you're going to play. This game, I go with L. And the reason why I play L is because in solo queue, it seems to be like I don't necessarily need my team to aid me when I'm using the specific mods for L in combating the enemy team. For example, her dash ability, combat reflexes, I use Dance of Death, meaning I gain one additional charge on her dash. And the reason why I use this ability instead of using the action roll to where she dashes 2 additional spaces away is because when you're going up against multiple Lancers that have dash, whether they be ultimate or basic, or if you're going up against a Lockwood that's trick shot, it's very hard for them to kill you when you're dashing away. And hopefully they miss a lot of the single shots, or if they're bouncing, hopefully it goes past you. Like it just messes up their entire perception of where you're at. So that's why I use combat reflexes, because it aids me in dashing away from people that are trying to kill me, especially if Lockwood does run and gun or Rampart does his ultimate as well. In Killing Field mod, it doesn't matter how you look at it, that mod will always be on L when I play her, which is gives you 4 additional damage the wider your plasma volley is. So instead of 25 damage, you 29 damage the widest part. And that aids you in your combat reflexes dash. So every time you dash and they're always close up, it's always going to be 29, 29, 29, 29 instead of 25 or 26 or 27. And obviously the other ability is Block and Load, which is 15 shield when you do overcharge, or Lurker Drone, which I just got the cooldown reduction by 1. Not a big deal, but it's just one little point I got in there. With the ultimate Oblivion Shell Art of Murder, which ignores cover. And that's pretty much what I go with for L as far as rank goes. And this game actually went very well. Kind of a little spoiler as to how the ending will go. And pretty much we're going and just melting the piss out of people. Now, this is not really the start of the game. In this video, I sped it up because the game lasted about 20 to 25 minutes. So I kind of wanted to make it go a little bit farther so you don't see a shit ton of just random stuff going on, and just kind of the gist as to what happened in this game. As you're seeing, we do in the movie, to where there's just a bunch of taunts. And one of the things is L is that you want to do overcharge. Overcharge aids you in getting, instead of 25 damage, you get that 10 additional damage every time you use overcharge. So if you do that and there's a wide array of people in front of you, you're doing 35 damage not to a single target, or 39 damage, excuse me, with Killing Blow, but you're doing 36 or 7 or 39 damage to 1, 2, even possibly 3 players at the same time if they're clustered up together. And using combat reflexes also aids you into completing that target or that objective. So using the Dance of Death aids you a shit ton in doing max damage and getting MVP scoring in ranked mode. As for the lineup that we had, it was L, that was myself, Titus, Dr. Finn, and Nyx. Pretty standard lineup, and it was very, I guess you could say it was kind of one-sided, to be honest, because though picks are nice to have in any game, rank mode, solo, or like solo, duo, team, whatever, it doesn't matter what character you play in Atlas Reactor, as long as you are good and you know the advancements or the basic mechanics of the game itself, you will most likely do better than your other teammates. They could play an overpowered team, but if they're not that good with it, they're always going to lose. Every time. It doesn't matter what they do. One of the other things I like to do when I play Elle is that when you play her, I had messed up a couple games that I had Might instead of Turtle Tack. Change Might to Turtle Tack. There is no reason for you to have Might. Turtle Tack will always save you from any type of damage, especially if you're going up against the Zuki ult that you just seen. Because if you do overcharge with block and load, you get that 15, and then you use Turtle Tack after that, you get 45 shield. 45 shield from any damage. That'll save your ass a crap ton of damage. 45 is huge. And it's just, it's a great thing to use. The Lurker Drone you could use to set up an ambush for if you think that they're going to go for like a certain power-up like Might or Health Orb or Energize, or if you think they're going to a specific area, then I would use it for that. I don't like using the mod that follows Elle when she's running around because you'll mess it up and not be able to do that at 20 damage that you're trying to set up the ambush position for that Lurker Drone. So that's why I use just the cooldown reduction, and it kind of helps out with that as well. And pretty much we just win the game. Not much of an explanation, but more along the lines of that's kind of how ranked happens, and what I kind of did for Elle as far as her mods go and how the game was played. And it's very rare that you see Elle be played in ranked mode. But what I kind of want to touch on too, guys, is that this coming Saturday and maybe next Saturday, ESL is starting a tournament for Atlas Reactor. I'm going to put the link in the description so you guys can check it out, but there's a team's 4v4, and the rules and the time of day that it will happen are all on there, and hopefully we have more teams to join. Right now there's currently 3 teams, COTP, Voltaic, and I think another group, I can't remember their actual name, but there's 3 so far, so hopefully more people join, and hopefully more people make teams. Anyway, guys, I'll put the link in the description down below if you want to check it out. Be my guest. Anyway, guys, I'll see y'all later in the next Freelancer Spotlight or in the next AR video. Alright, guys, later.